The tennis world is buzzing. The Ilkley Open is here, and every Filipino fan is asking the same question. Can Alex Eala do it again? After Birmingham, after the ankle injury, after the $20 million rejection, after everything, can she step onto the grass in Ilkley and add another trophy to her growing collection? The pundits are divided, the analysts are cautious, the fans are praying. But there is one voice that matters more than most. One voice that knows Alex Eala better than almost anyone outside her inner circle. One voice that has watched her rise from a promising junior to a national hero. That voice belongs to Treat Huey, the legendary Filipino double specialist, the former top 20 player, the man who has represented the Philippines on the biggest stages in tennis. And now, for the first time, Treat Huey is speaking out about what he really thinks about Alex Eala's chances at the Ilkley Open. His prediction? It will surprise you, it will excite you, and it might just make you believe that the best is yet to come. For more coverage in tennis, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Before we get into what Treat Huey said, we need to understand who he is. Because in the Philippines, Treat Huey is not just a former tennis player. He is a legend, a pioneer, a symbol of excellence in a country that has produced very few world-class tennis players. Treat Conrad Huey was born in Washington, D.C., but he represents the Philippines. His mother is Filipino, and he has always worn the Philippine flag with pride. On the ATP Tour, Huey specialized in doubles, and he was exceptional. He reached a career-high doubles ranking of world number 18. He won 4 ATP titles. He reached the quarterfinals of the Australian Open, the French Open, Wimbledon, and the US Open. He played against the greatest doubles teams of his generation. He knows what it takes to compete at the highest level. But Huey's importance to Philippine tennis goes beyond his rankings and titles. He is a mentor, a role model, a bridge between the past and the future. When Alex Eala was growing up, Huey was one of the few Filipinos she could look up to in the tennis world. He was proof that a Filipino could compete with the best, that a Filipino could walk onto center court at Wimbledon and belong there, that a Filipino could make the world take notice. Since retiring from professional tennis, Huey has remained involved in the sport. He coaches, he comments, he analyzes, and he watches young Filipino players with a keen, experienced eye. So when news broke that Treat Huey had given his prediction for Alex Eala's chances at the Ilkley Open, the tennis world took notice. Filipino fans eagerly awaited his words. Would he be cautious, optimistic, critical? What would the legendary doubles star say about the singles sensation? The answer, as we are about to reveal, was unexpected. Treat Huey did not hold back. In an exclusive interview with a Philippine sports outlet, he was asked directly about Alex Eala's chances at the Ilkley Open. His answer was clear, confident, and surprisingly bold. Huey said, quote, "Alex is going to win Ilkley. I am not saying she has a chance. I'm not saying she is a contender. I am saying she will win. Mark my words." End quote. The interviewer was stunned. He asked Huey if he was sure. Huey doubled down. He said, quote, "I have watched her play on grass. I have watched her recover from injury. I have watched her handle pressure that would break most players. She is ready. Ilkley is hers." Huey then broke down exactly why he is so confident. First, he pointed to Eala's mentality. He said, "What sets Alex apart is not her technique, it is her mind. She does not get tight. She does not choke. When the moment is biggest, she plays her best tennis. That is not something you can teach. That is something you were born with, and Alex has it." Second, Huey pointed to Eala's recent form on grass. He said, quote, "Birmingham was not a fluke. She proved that she can win on grass. Not just win, dominate. She beat top players. She played through pain. She handled a hostile crowd. Ilkley is a smaller tournament, but the competition is still strong. She will not be intimidated." Third, Huey pointed to something that most analysts overlook, the support system. He said, quote, "Alex has something that many young players do not have. She has a nation behind her. Every time she steps on the court, she carries 115 million Filipinos with her. That could be a burden. For Alex, it is fuel. She draws strength from her people. That is why she wins matches that she should lose." Huey's prediction made headlines across the Philippines. Fans were ecstatic, but some were skeptical. Could Alex Eala really win Ilkley? The tournament field was strong. The grass was unfamiliar. The ankle was still a question mark. Was Treat Huey being realistic, or was he letting his Filipino pride get the better of him? To understand whether Treat Huey's prediction is bold or realistic, we need to look at the Ilkley Open field. Who will Alex Eala have to beat to lift the trophy? What are the threats? What are the challenges? The Ilkley Open is a WTA 125 event, one step below the Birmingham Classic where Eala recently triumphed. The field includes a mix of established veterans and hungry young players. According to tournament previews, several names stand out as potential threats. First, there is Darja Vidmanova, ranked number 119. She is a solid baseliner with a strong return game. She wins 48% of return points overall and has saved 53% of break points recently. That means she is difficult to put away. She extends rallies, she makes opponents hit extra balls. Against a player like Eala, who prefers to dictate play, Vidmanova could be a nuisance. Then there is Lucretia Stefanini, ranked number 169. She's an experienced tour regular with 10 career titles. Her return metrics are impressive. She wins 39% of opponent first serve points, which on grass is a significant number. If Stefanini can get returns in play and force Eala to hit from uncomfortable positions, she could cause problems. Vendula Valdmanova is another name to watch. The 18-year-old Czech is ranked number 199, but her recent form at Ilkley has been exceptional. She has posted an 88% service hold rate at the tournaments, holding opponents to just 38% on return. If Valdmanova is serving well, she can beat anyone on grass. And then there is Alina Korneeva, ranked number 96. She is the highest-ranked player in the field and the favorite according to the betting odds. Korneeva wins 65% of her first serve points and has a 60% career tiebreak win rate. She's young, talented, and hungry. She will be Eala's biggest test if they meet. But here's the thing, Treat Huey knows all of this. He's studied the field, he's analyzed the matchups, and he still believes that Alex Eala will win. Why? Because he believes that Eala is different, that she has something that these other players do not have. That something is not a forehand or a backhand. It is heart. And heart, as Huey knows, cannot be taught.
Of course, not everyone agrees with Treat Huey. There are doubters, skeptics, analysts who point to the challenges that Alex Eala faces, and we need to address their concerns fairly. First, there's the ankle. Eala injured it at Birmingham. She played through the pain and won, but the injury is real. Grass courts require quick movement, sudden changes of direction, and explosive first steps. If Eala's ankle is not fully healed, she could be vulnerable. A single misstep could end her tournament. The doubters argue that rushing back too soon could be a mistake, that Eala should rest, that Ilkley is not worth the risk. Second, there is the mental fatigue. Eala has been through a lot. The French Open heartbreak, the fan controversy, the Birmingham triumph, the $20 million rejection, the pressure of being a national hero. That is a lot for a 21-year-old to carry. The doubters argue that she needs a break, that her mind needs rest as much as her body, that pushing too hard could lead to burnout. Third, there is the competition. The Ilkley field is strong. As we have seen, there are players who can beat Eala on any given day. Tennis is unpredictable. The best player does not always win. The doubters argue that Treat Huey's prediction is too confident, that Eala could lose to anyone on an off day. But the believers, led by Treat Huey, have counter-arguments. On the ankle, Eala has already proven that she can play through pain. She did it at Birmingham. She will do it again at Ilkley. On mental fatigue, Eala thrives under pressure. The bigger the moment, the better she plays. Ilkley will not intimidate her. On the competition, Eala has already beaten better players. She has beaten top 20 players. She has won titles. The Ilkley field, while strong, is not stronger than what she has already faced. Huey addressed the doubters directly in his interview. He said, quote, "People have been doubting Alex her entire career. They said she was too small. They said she came from the wrong country. They said she would never win a title. She proved them all wrong. The doubters at Ilkley will be no different."
Let us zoom out, because Treat Huey's prediction is not just about one tournament. It is about Alex Eala's future, her legacy, her place in Philippine sports history. If Alex Eala wins Ilkley, it would be her third WTA title. 3 titles in one season. That is not just good, that is exceptional. That is the kind of performance that moves you from rising star to established contender. That is the kind of performance that makes the tennis world sit up and take notice. That is the kind of performance that attracts bigger sponsors, bigger tournaments, bigger opportunities. An Ilkley win would also cement Alex Eala's status as the greatest Filipino tennis player of all time. There is no debate. The titles, the rankings, the impact. She would have achieved more than any Filipino before her, and she would only be 21 years old. That is not a peak, that is a foundation, a platform for even greater achievements. But beyond the titles and the rankings, an Ilkley win would mean something deeper. It would mean that Alex Eala has learned how to sustain success, that she is not a one-hit wonder, that she can win week after week, tournament after tournament, against different opponents, on different surfaces, under different pressures. That is the mark of a true champion, not someone who wins once, someone who keeps winning. Treat Huey knows this. That is why he is so confident. He is not just predicting a win, he is predicting a statement, a declaration that Alex Eala is here to stay, that the Birmingham triumph was not the end, it was the beginning, and Ilkley is the next chapter. So here is where we leave you. Treat Huey has spoken. The legendary Filipino double star believes that Alex Eala will win the Ilkley Open. Not might win, not could win, will win. His words have sent a ripple of excitement through the Filipino tennis community. The doubters are skeptical, the believers are ecstatic. And Alex Eala? She is on the practice court, preparing, focusing, ignoring the noise, because that is what champions do. They let their rackets do the talking, and at Ilkley, her racket will speak volumes. For more coverage in tennis, subscribe and hit the notification bell.